there. Thanks for listening in and welcome to another podcast in a one-on-one setting where we dive into the stories of new technologies and concepts transforming and empowering the geospatial industry and where we learn from the founders behind them. Today in the spotlight is smart cities and Latitudo40's vision to establish them as a reality. My name is Rosalie van der Maas and I'm co-founder of Ellipsis Drive, and here with me is our guest, Mauro. Mauro, thank you for joining. Please tell us more about who you are and your journey towards founding Latitudo40.
Yeah, thank you, Rose. Thank you for inviting us to present our company. We are from Naples. Then Latitudo40 is the latitude of Naples, of course, not only for Naples. We started our journey as a university spin-off company, and then we realized that we should make a step forward toward the industry. So our mission started from the using Earth observation to monitor the planet. Then we turned it using our experience in image processing, using artificial intelligence, and then we moved on several topics of Earth observation, and then we gathered the chance to monitor specifically the cities. So we started this adventure in city monitoring during our Techstars acceleration program in 2021. And basically that's it. We started from then, and we tried to understand which are the needs of a city, of a smart city, and then also a cognitive city, as we call it, something that learns from data. And now our mission is to allow cities to understand the benefits that can take using the information that we are able to extract from satellite images, and then delivering this information in the easiest way possible. And this is basically where you come in our journey.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second. I'd like to first, because you mentioned your university spin-off. I imagine your co-founders and you met each other there as well. Is that a correct assumption?
Not really. We are 4 founders. 3 of us are working together since more or less 20 to 23 years. And this is not our first startup. Then we met a team of university teachers, professors that have a specialization in Earth observation. So we decided to bring our, industry experience to the university experience and mix together. This was not a really good marriage, but we moved forward with one of them that one at the moment is our chief of research and development for radar images processing. So this is our founding team for Latitudo40.
Yeah, understood. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So from the moment that you kicked off the company and then eventually joining Techstars and that helping you sort of focus your marketing, your value proposition, it's something that we went through ourselves. So there's that. How far of a pivot or a focus was added? Like, where did you start and where are you now? And what are some of the key learnings that you needed to go through in order to realize that it is city monitoring that you should be focusing on?
Yeah, at the really beginning of our journey, we started thinking that giving an idea of what it was and what it is right now is enough. During our experiences and talking with our customers and sharing their needs, we understood we need to create something more that is more related to a sort of simulation for how cities should change to fight climate change. Because, of course, the impact knowing the impact and knowing where the impact of climate change is in the cities is the focus. I mean, of course, but one of the most important things that and we are bringing it now, bringing it out now, and is to allow who is in charge to plan changes for cities, to say, okay, I will plant new trees, I will change the parliament, or I will ask to create green roofs, and then which is the effect of these changes in a really short period, middle, and then a long period, in order to understand if it worth the investment in these kind of changes. So the focus now is to allow people from cities or people that works with cities for planning to make this kind of simulation in the easiest way possible.
That's quite amazing, actually, like going from like simple Earth observation in which you interpret, the Earth, in which you monitor the Earth and monitor changes that are actually happening is one thing, but making the jump towards simulating real scenarios is an entirely different one. How do you make that jump? Like what goes into this? And what was that journey like?
Yeah, it's a bit strange. Of course, we shared and we got some ideas during our projects and the interaction with several cities in Europe mainly. The funny thing is that we started to think to simulation when we started to create the super resolution products. So applying some artificially intelligent algorithm that allow us to increase the spatial resolution of the Sentinel-2 images. And then we started to think, okay, this is based on what now everyone knows about the generative adversarial networks or generative artificial intelligence. But the same principle can be applied to our simulation model. And so starting from there, and the super resolution was a disruptive moment for our company, we started to think how to create something starting from an idea of a project, of a change for the cities. Because at the moment, what we are working on is to create a sort of synthetic satellite image that contains what should be the land on that following the project of the city. And so applying our technology to monitor the land on this synthetic image. So I hope it is clear.
That's actually quite amazing. I haven't heard of a simulating company or a company that does modeling and simulation doing so by basically applying existing techniques that we know work on synthetic data that basically, create very tangible model of how reality could be, and then see what that does. Do you was this disruptive moment something that was aha for like Latitudo40, or are there other companies that are doing this as well? Because to me, it sounds rather unique.
Yeah, I have to be really proud of our technical team. Our data scientist team had this intuition of using something existing to be applied to a specific context. And then the idea was brought out following an experiment. I mean, we live of experiments, and this was really amazing. And this was also really funny because during an evening, one of the guys shared a couple of images on our Slack channel and said, "Okay, this is what the city is now." And I thought that should be in this way now. And these are the images that I created. And so we started the simulation to development from that Slack message.
That's really cool. That's a funny story as well. Because yeah, of course we've heard about organizations creating synthetic data just to buff up and beef up training data sources, but using them to model a situation that isn't actually there is entirely different, of course, or well, just the right amount of different to be disruptive. So that's really exciting. So how is this being received by like your potential clients? Or perhaps we can talk about a specific example of a trial ran with a city, because I can imagine that for people working for cities, it's quite exciting to see different scenarios that a city can be in, and getting like very tangible feedback on whether or not an investment is worth it. So could you talk me through an example that you're proud of, or that has been going down recently? I think that would make it nice and concrete.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Well, we are at the moment in the, let me say, the validation process of this new product for our technology, and then we asked that we are working since several months with the city of Milan in Italy. We started for what is one of our most important products, that is the urban heat island monitoring process. That is a consolidated product that we already provide to several other cities. And we started to provide them several information layers in order to allow them understand where are the problems. And then we asked, okay, now if you were able to create a sort of synthetic project of how to mitigate the urban heat island phenomenon in that specific area, would you enjoy some simulation, or can it be useful for your everyday work? And they said, of course, this will be a good idea. So we created a simulation of a small piece of the city where we were already working, and this is something that was really appreciated in the context of an European project in the specific scenario, but it was really appreciated, and I will present this kind of process in a meeting that we will have in Milan next week.
All right. So what do you anticipate the operational or technical challenges will be to scale up the idea of, being able to simulate multiple scenarios within a smart city and handling accordingly? Because this is like an example within one city, within one like reasonably small area. How are you going to scale this? Like, what's your strategy?
Yeah, and here comes also the one of the issues that we are fighting, and then that is delivering our products, because it's not all a matter of analyzing a small or a bigger area, because I mean, satellite Earth observation products are scalable by design, but of course is a matter also to deliver what we produce during our processes, and allowing them to get our results in in an easy way that does not need to be let me say a new platform or a new environment. They have to make some integration or call. It should be really easier, and this is our mission, and why we are and how we are trying to solve this issue for our technology.
Yeah, and that's of course the topic that Ellipsis Drive is also supporting you with, like indeed the bit that allows you to deliver, allows it to be consumable, which is of course more complicated than one wants it to be. But still, I would say the larger technical challenge is to deliver good data or to make those simulations in the first place. But you feel that with the history you already have, the experience you have, indeed, satellite constellations being scalable in and of themselves, that's not where you see the technological risk.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, at the moment we are taking advantage of the existing satellite technologies that, by the way, are not new. I mean, they exist since several years. We have not our own constellation, maybe one day. But what we are trying to understand is how to anticipate some results that should be that will be get in a future when several constellations will be launched with different sensors with the higher spatial resolution. And of course, we have not to forget about costs, because at the moment we are using mainly the Copernicus Sentinel-2 and Sentinel-1 images that are delivered for free and have a good releasing time. So having the chance to get new products from starting from there is something that allows us to be scalable. Also, because as we say, we look at the past because we have an archive, understand the present because of course every week we get an image of every place in the world, and then with the simulation we are bringing on the last step of our motto, that is plan the future, because we are simulating without the needs to get the image before. We are producing autonomously the images, and then we complete the full cycle.
Yeah, I like that. Plan the future. It's a good one. And then from there you can like backcast in how do we get ourselves there. So what's the business model that you're bringing this to market in? Because it's something that sounds like could very easily be sold on a project basis from city to city. But are you looking to productize this in a different way somehow?
Yeah, then at the really beginning, we started with a software as a service product. And by the way, it is still a software as a service product that delivers results for every city, that has an onboarding process, a manual onboarding, and then they continuously get the products. But we are moving toward a different model that is more related to a sort of let me say data marketplace, where we can use the data that we already produced during our activities, but allowing also the customer, that should not be necessarily a city, but can be a company, or so a private a student or a researcher, to ask us to produce some data on a specific area, and then collect them as you know, accessing a repository, having the chance also to view the product before buying it. So this is something that we are working to change our model in this way, because of course in this case we are scaling our model that is not only related to cities, but is opened for more or less for everyone. And this is as you know, we are thinking together with Ellipsis Drive to create this kind of model.
Yeah, and that's something that's super exciting. So looking at the near future, what are the next like big product milestones that, cities can look forward to? Like, what are you able to accomplish by, say, the end of the year, when you're looking at, where you are now and where you'll be by Christmas, say?
Yeah, I think our Christmas gift will be this change, the marketplace. Then we will create this product that we call Earth Data Place. So integrating also your technology underneath our producing algorithms, and so launching. I hope before Christmas. To be honest, the pipeline should be probably after the summer break. But this is our project, because in this way we have the last let me say the last quarter of this year to make a marketing campaign for starting to collect and to bring on board customers that needs data in the way we are producing them.
That's you mentioning a marketing campaign is a great bridge to my next question, which I was wondering about. Like, what does your pitch towards cities look like? Because smart cities is a bit of a buzzword. We all know that sustainability is a very important thing. Climate resilience is an important thing. But what do you really notice you can sell on if you go to a city council or whomever you consider to be your key persona? What's your pitch?
Yeah, basically what we learned during the past couple of years is that talking of concepts like, let me say, resiliency, smart cities, climate change, works when you are talking with, let me say, the politician level of the city. That can be a starting point. Then we have to move toward our user, the real user, the technician, let me say, that are inside the municipality or the city council or the company that are owned by the city council. And then we understood the keys are showing the data on their direct territory, so they know what we are talking about, showing how easy it is to reach this kind of result, and make some other examples of past cities that used our data. So it's a sort of two-level pitch, one dedicated on the politician part of the city council, and then we move forward to the technician, or of course if we are getting directly to the technicians, we start on the presentation with them.
And then as soon as you get to show like the technical like implementation folk what you have done in other cities and what you can already show them about their own like territories of responsibility, the product starts selling itself. Like as soon as you basically have the wind in your sails on like a positive sign from above being the politicians, and then looking at the product that does it for you.
Yeah, to tell the truth, the changing thing that starts to when we sell our product is maybe we can take a couple of months to get a contract, but after the couple of months the contract will last at least 2 years, because of course the data will be produced. What is the let me say a sort of game changer is the culture that we are bringing to city council on how to use this kind of data for their purposes, because at the moment only a few cities, not only big cities but also small, are aware of the advantages that they can take. So our game changer is the changing culture, and fortunately, from what we are seeing, space technology applied to smart cities or to the territory monitoring is something that is growing as a buzzword, like resiliency and climate change. Of course, mixing together all these concepts allow us to be clear. And last but not least, we can produce the data, of course, everywhere in the world. But if we have the chance to produce some sample data from of the customer territory before we start the pitch, of course, this is the tar key is something that has a wow effect in the customer. Of course, if we have no time or the selling process doesn't allow us to create a specific product, we can show what we have on already done on other cities.
Yeah, and it's always, if you show something that is theirs, it's not just about having a feeling with that bit of data, but it's also a great proof point that what you have isn't just something that you faked, but it's something that you can actually create on demand for whatever location. So it builds trust as well, I can imagine.
Yep.
Sounds like you have some short-term building on the road to do, and then are ready to start campaigning towards the end of the year, and then have a lot of city councils to make very, very happy in the next.
We hope so.
That's great.
This is our hope.
All right. Yeah, so with that, I'm afraid we are at time. Ellipsis Drive, for one, is very, very proud to be supporting your company in this journey, helping the product delivery bit, helping with client integration of the data. But yeah, in the end, it's mostly in your hands. So we're just excited to be there for you. On behalf of our listeners, I'd like to warmly thank you for sharing your story here. And if you're tuning in and you want to know more about the company, make sure to visit the website, and the socials. We'll leave links in the description so you can go check them out. So thanks for being here with us today, and see you at the next one.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you for inviting us.